The most advanced chips on Earth are finished, printed, tested, perfect, and they still can't ship. Not because of transistors, because of what amounts to gluing, the step where the processor and its memory are bonded onto one slab of silicon with wiring finer than a red blood cell. The world can print the brains. It's run out of room to put them together. Here it is, a finished die, billions of transistors, flawless, tested, and completely dead. It cannot speak to its memory until it's fused to those memory stacks across a silicon bridge etched at the scale of microns. It isn't a chip. It's a part of one, waiting for the one factory step nobody talks about. Here's how tight that step is. TSMC just posted record profits, and even so, Google, AMD, and Tesla have walked some of their packaging orders to Samsung. Because this one back-end step is sold out to the end of the year. The queue runs a year to a year and a half. And one customer, Nvidia, has bought up roughly 6 of every 10 slots. Your RAM got expensive fighting for wafers. The chips themselves are now fighting for the glue. The AI build-out isn't limited by how many transistors we can print. It's limited by the step that fuses silicon into one machine. And it's the one step money can't speed up. Third bottleneck, one layer down. Start with why the gluing exists at all. A modern AI processor doesn't live alone. Around it stand towers of memory, the stacked kind we met when your RAM went missing. And the processor needs to talk to those towers constantly, across thousands of lanes at once. No circuit board on Earth can carry that conversation. The wiring would be too coarse, the distances too long. So engineers did something stranger. They put the processor and its memory towers on a common floor, and made the floor itself out of silicon. Think of it as a foundation slab with plumbing inside. A thin sheet of silicon, larger than the chips standing on it. Veined with wiring, finer than anything a circuit board can hold, lines measured in millionths of a meter. The processor stands on one side, the memory towers beside it, and their conversation runs down through the floor, across and back up. The industry's name for that floor is an interposer, and the whole construction, chip on wafer, wafer on substrate, is what TSMC calls CoWoS. Notice what just happened to the word chip. The thing sliding into a server isn't one piece of silicon anymore. It's a small city, one processor, 6 or 8 memory towers, a silicon floor beneath them, all fused into a single object the size of your palm. Print any one part perfectly and you still own nothing until they're joined. Here's the mistake everyone makes. They hear packaging and picture the end of an assembly line, soldering irons, robots, boxes, cheap, fast, easy to duplicate. Advanced packaging is none of those things. It is a second fab process wearing a shipping department's name. That silicon floor has to be printed like a chip. Its micron-scale plumbing is drawn by lithography machines, the same family of tools we watched draw transistors 2 episodes back. Then comes the placement. Each die and each memory tower must land on the floor and hit its thousands of connection points, with the whole stack aligned to tolerances a fraction of a hair's width. Silicon meets silicon. One warped corner, one grain of dust, and the joint is garbage. And here's the cruelty we already know from every fab story. The survivors pay for the dead. And here's the cruelty we already know from every fab story. If a joint fails at this stage, you don't lose a package. You lose a finished 3-nanometer processor and its finished memory towers, the most expensive components on Earth, already perfect, welded to a mistake. That's why this step can't be rushed by hiring more hands. It scales like a fab. New clean rooms, new lithography, new bonding tools, new yield learning. Years, not quarters. Now watch the industry sprint and still lose ground. 2.5 years ago, this process ran at roughly 13,000 wafers a month. By the end of this year, TSMC plans to be north of 120,000, nearly 10 times the floor space in 3 years, and it's still sold out because demand grew faster. 2 years ago, the industry wanted about 370,000 packaged wafers. Last year, roughly 670,000. This year, on the order of 1 million. The gap between what's wanted and what exists was about 20%. It has narrowed to about 10. Narrowed, not closed. A shortage that improves and never ends. Inside that queue, the line doesn't move fairly. One customer, Nvidia, holds roughly 6 of every 10 production slots. Everyone else shares what's left, and the wait for a new order runs a year to a year and a half. Book today, ship in a different fiscal year. That's not a supply chain, that's a waiting list for the right to build computers. Which explains the strangest sight of the year, TSMC breaking profit records while its biggest customers quietly walk across the street. Google, AMD, Tesla, moving part of their packaging to Samsung. Not because Samsung's version is better, because a worse slot that exists beats a perfect slot that doesn't. And below the giants, an entire second tier is feasting. The outside assembly houses, the industry calls them OSATs, firms like Amkor, companies that spend decades doing the cheap end of packaging, are suddenly booked out for the advanced end, absorbing everything the leaders can't fit. Scarcity flows downhill. Every player in the chain sells out in order of desperation. The pattern should feel familiar by now. Lithography machines, memory wafers, now the floor that joins them. Every time the industry clears one bottleneck, the constraint slides one step down the chain to whatever nobody thought to expand in time. So what's the way out? Bigger floors and rounder ones, or rather, less round. The flagship version of this process today, TSMC calls it CoWoS L, already stitches the floor together from smaller printed bricks, so the slab can outgrow the old size limits. That's what Nvidia's Blackwell rides on, and Rubin after it. And after that comes the real break with tradition, abandoning the round wafer entirely. Rectangular panels, the same idea television screens are made on, with several times the usable area per plate. Pilot lines are slated for the middle of 2027, and the first chip family expected to debut on them is the one Nvidia has named after Feynman. Both moves buy area, neither buys time. A panel line is still a fab line, clean rooms, lithography, bonding, yield curves. The cure for this bottleneck is built out of the same scarce ingredients as the bottleneck itself. So run the chain one last time. The transistors, printable. The memory, buyable, at a price your RAM already paid. The design, done, tested, perfect. And all of it waits for a thin sheet of silicon with plumbing inside, joined at tolerances no money can hurry. The AI race looks like a race to print brains. It's actually a race to put them together. The chips are finished, Finishing was never the hard part, not the transistors, the floor they stand on. It's right here,